Hi there, this is Andrew from Lightworks Photography speaking, and today I thought I'd just have a little bit of a chat with you about a rather strange issue, a bit of a sort of odd one that people have all sorts of funny views on, which is wedding receiving lines. And there's pros and cons to wedding receiving lines. I think the problem is that people sort of think that they're sort of a traditional thing to do, very formal thing to do, and therefore that's not great. And I can see that point of view, and actually I would have thought probably, I don't know, maybe only a third of the weddings I do in a year actually have a receiving line, but there are several advantages to doing a receiving line, I think. First one, from my point of view, is that it's actually a really good opportunity for your guests to hug, kiss, congratulate. There's a bit of an outpouring of emotion at a receiving line. I think us Brits, we're not great at sort of showing our emotions, are we? And if you've got like a context to do it in, you've got a line, you've got a row of people, and you know it's the accepted thing to do. You're going to hug and kiss people, and you're going to be, happy and jolly. We all feel a lot safer, and actually that sort of natural outpouring of emotion on a receiving line is great. It sort of has a natural flow for the day, and it's good to photograph as well. And of course it's slightly contrived in that you're all lining up, but it's authentic and it is real. So I think that can actually work really, really well. It's also good for you as a couple to know for a fact that you've spoken however briefly, to every single person there on the day as well. And that can relieve a little bit of the pressure too. However, there's the whole thing about sort of smiling and shaking and hugging for 20 minutes or so. And I know the sort of physical smiling pain is real, and it does occasionally happen. It may be if that whole idea of doing that for 20 minutes may completely fill you with abject horror and fear, in which case it's completely the wrong thing for you. But think about it from the emotional point of view, because it's worth doing. Timing wise, they always take significantly longer. They're significantly longer. I'll say that again. Significantly longer than you would ever imagine. Half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour or so for an average wedding of maybe 80 to 100 guests. People chat and they queue and they, and it takes a long, long time. You need to build that time into the schedule, into your wedding schedule. Bear in mind that you'll probably do it at a fairly sort of key time, which is when you're about to go into dinner. Your caterer or whoever's doing the food will have a sort of time when they're expecting to serve food, and of course then if you slot a receiving line in beforehand that they weren't sort of expecting time-wise, everything may well run late and it all becomes a bit of a problem. Similarly, I think don't take it out of your reception time either. You have your reception time, you then have a receiving line time, you're then into sitting down for dinner. So you need to factor in your 20 minutes to half an hour for it. So there we go. I think, as I say, there's pros and cons. It can be great. Photographically, you can get some great pictures of people hugging, kissing. I'm always looking for sort of two, the bride and the groom in parallel, maybe hugging or kissing two people at a time. A real natural sort of outpouring of emotion. It's a really good sort of container for that, I think, particularly at British weddings. However, you need to balance that against the sort of, rigidity of it and formality of it, I suppose, and the fact that you might find just the whole concept of actually just like smiling and meeting and greeting and just being nice to all of your family and friends for 20 minutes. Have lots of champagne beforehand. You'll have had the reception. You'll have had several glasses of champagne. You'll be fine. That's my thoughts on it. I hope that's helpful. Okay, hope to see you in another video soon. Thanks. Bye bye.